My name is Prarthana V. Wani. It's my pleasure to be speaking with you today. So thank you so much for your time, Daniel. You guys must be pretty busy given that the new album is out in exactly, I think, 2 days almost.
Yes, we are busy. I just came back from our bassist place yesterday, who's like packing all the merchandise stuff. He's like busy for, I guess, 3 days with sending CDs, LPs, shirts and stuff like that. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun.
That's great. Before we actually get to talking about the new album, can I just request you to give sort of a small intro about the band for those who haven't heard about AHAB before?
Yeah, well, we're like a German doom metal band founded in 2004, and our first CD was The Call of Sea, which was like a concept album, like all our albums based on seal-related lyrics. And the first one was about Melville's Moby Dick, and yeah, we are started this CD. The game was like recording a CD with or composing this novel with funeral doom music, and later on our next records we like started to left this path a bit, like developed our trademarks, were like happy riffs and the contrast of melodic parts, grunts, clean singing, and now we got our fourth CD out, and it developed to something different. It's still extreme doom music, but it's not pure doom anymore.
Excellent, great. And like you said, all three of your albums released so far have been concept albums based on nautical themed books. And your new album, Boats of the Glen Carrig, is a strong, powerful story of survival. So how did the idea come about for your new album to be based on this classic novel?
Well, we're like, after we release an album, we are always like rehearsing, touring, stuff like that. And when it's gets a bit calmer, we like start to reorientate for lyrics, and we're always looking for books and stuff like that. But actually this time it was like a bit difficult. We had like books like this, The Old Man and the Sea was one candidate, but it was a nice story, but it was too it was like a quite calm mood, and it's not really good to play like heavy music to it.
Yeah.
And this time, actually, a fan on Facebook gave us the hint for the Hodgson book.
Okay.
We didn't know it before, and we just read it and thought, okay, this could be a good template.
Great, awesome. And the album has actually been streaming for almost a week now. So what has the response been like so far to it?
Well, the response is really good. Well, the reviews were like, the worst I read was like 7 out of 10 points, and we got a very good review in German Metal Hammer, like in this soundcheck area. We're like straight behind Iron Maiden and before Motorhead on third place. So it's really good resonance.
So I mean, that's a really good feeling for you guys. I mean, given that this is your fourth album, it's and it's not out yet, so good reviews.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, I mean, I've been a fan of the band for about 2 years now, and I've always found with AHAB's music that the music itself is telling a story. So it's like reading a book, but, you know, in music form. So I guess what I really want to know is it hard centering an album entirely on a book, or does that actually help fuel the creativity?
Well, it's kind of a mixture. It's we have like our trademarks in the sound, like a basic, but without having a book, it's like really hard to compose, because we just need a red line to compose the music to. And a new record is always like a mixture of I would say, our trademarks, our musical influences, which is like guided or formed by the novel we are composing. So
Absolutely. All right, great. And so what was the recording and writing process like this time around? I mean, was it largely different from how you approached the previous albums? Because I know with the first two you actually worked quite independently, and this time around you worked with Jens. So how was it this time?
It was actually a bit different, because on the first records I did very many songs on my own at my little home studio, I would say, and the rest of the guys just joined the final songs. And this time it was more like taking riffs or ideas to the rehearsal room and developing it with a band together. And it was also the first time that a song was like initialized by Chris, which was this bonus track on the record, which is called The Light and the Weed, which is only with clean vocals. And yeah, like before we recorded, we just before we had the book, we just recorded like 2 or 3 songs in the rehearsal room, and just to reorientate and look where we
Yeah.
get guided by just no novel. But afterwards we just kicked the song off because it's it was too far away from what we want to do, and was like not too much I'd say in the wrong direction. Hard to say, but when we got the book, we like started again, and then we realized that sounds like AHAB, and we just
great. And can you explain the album cover, because it really is quite a masterpiece, if you ask me, a very unique and thought-provoking image. So could you tell us more about that?
Well, the cover artwork was painted by Sebastian Jerke, who already collaborated with us on the Giant record.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And the scene you see on the picture is like not described in the book. It's like there's a scene in the book where you like have these weedman creatures like crawling out of the pit, like crawling out of a hole in like a volcanic area surrounded by mushrooms. And the cover artwork is like the view from inside the hole, which imagined it. So it's not like a scene that's actually described in the book. So it's like more a view behind the scenery.
Absolutely. So more of a point of view and an interpretation rather than an actual part of the book. Great.
Exactly.
And a lot of the music, especially with this album, I found it does give you instant visualizations of, oceans and the, mood swings of water. But what exactly is it that draws your attention to this one particular thing and inspires you to write album after album with the sea primarily being your main theme?
Well, in the beginning it was like, and it still is like, it's a favorite topic. It was like the fascination for the sea itself. It's like a whole universe. It's like packed with so many contrasts. Like it's a strong force of nature on the one hand. It's like a beautiful source of life on the other hand, and it has so many different aspects on it that are interesting, and we didn't know that many bands that did music to this topic before, so we thought that would be an interesting step to start a band.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is, I mean, I've always said that AHAB is very unique in its own way. And musically this time around, there's a lot more progressive elements I found on some of the tracks as compared to the previous albums. And also at some points it had a much darker vibe to it. So this overall kind of sound on Boats, was it intentional, or was the direction you went in more spontaneous?
It was like one thing that made it maybe a bit heavier or darker is like we spent a lot of time on concentrating on the guitar sound this time, because we wanted to have it different. We're still happy with the Giant sound, but we felt that the sound had to be different to fit to the songs. And we just like it was like just happening. It's like I said before, we have like our trademarks we want to keep, and we just were guided by the story, and that it just happened in the rehearsal room, but with jamming around.
Great. And again, like, you do refer to yourselves as Funeral Doom or Nautical Doom, but how exactly would you really describe your kind of music to someone who's never heard of the band before?
Well, we actually don't describe our sound as Funeral Doom anymore. The thing is, we did that with the first record, and there are some few people who's like critics who say today, okay, for example, the newer albums are not that good than the first one because it's not Funeral anymore, but we don't want to be Funeral anymore. So I'd say it's like kind of extreme doom with nautical lyrics. So we just called it a Nautic Doom. So that's what it is.
Yeah, and that is exactly what it is. Very straightforward when you listen to the album. Also, so I saw you guys at Hellfest a few months ago, and it was my first time. And in all honesty, I was blown away. I mean, the kind of vibe that you get when you guys are performing is very strong and very powerful. So, I mean, how would you describe your live shows? What is, what is the kind of idea you go with on stage when you're performing?
Well, the idea in the first place is like being authentic, because we like got questions about why don't you wear like nautical clothes or stuff like that, but that's what we want, like dressing like seafarers or stuff like that. We just wanted to be ourselves and play the music we like and we write, and that's it. It has to be true. That's the most important thing, and that's why we are. That's why I don't want to include keyboards in our sound because we have to do it live and it has to be like grounded and it has to be real.
And only then will people really understand where the band gets its ideas and where the creativity comes from.
Yeah, I hope so, yes.
Absolutely. Sorry, 1 minute. Sorry, there's something wrong with my connection. Sorry, yeah. So you guys actually work day jobs, a lot of you. So, how is it managing being in a band and managing your personal lives and your work lives as well?
Well, sometimes it's a bit difficult because you have to. I just have 30 days off a year, and I have a girlfriend, and she wants to go on holiday with me too. So of course, I don't have that much time or as much time as a I'd say professional musician or full-time musician would have. But we just agreed in the very beginning that we want to keep it that way because it's nice to have a foot in the door of the music industry, but it's also nice to get home and be lazy on the couch. So we don't have to play live, we don't have to record, we can do whatever we want, we can accept shows if we want, we can say no to everyone. So it's best way for us. Of course, it's not possible, for example, to do like a 3-month tour in the US or something like that. But that's the negative side of it. But we just wanted to keep it that way and have fun. We don't have to earn money with it, and that keeps us a lot of freedom.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't tie you down. There's no strings attached, and you can still keep that genuinity in your music going.
Exactly, yes.
Great. Now, just a couple more questions. I mean, you did Hellfest this year, which would have been a massive milestone for you guys. Now, what are your other touring plans for the rest of the year or for 2016 as well?
Well, this year we'll be on tour starting at the end of October in Europe, promoting our new album with High Fighter from Germany and Mammoth Storm from Sweden.
Wow, okay.
We'll play Eindhoven Metal Meeting in December. That's it for 2015 so far. We're planning some things about next year, but nothing's sure yet, so I can tell you more about that.
Yeah, and have you guys ever considered coming down to India anytime?
We'd love to, yes, but of course we can't play like a long tour, but are there festivals actually where metal bands play?
We have a couple of festivals. We have Bangalore Open Air, which is quite a big one, and then we have a few others like in Delhi and stuff. But it would be great to have you guys down, at least for 1 or 2 shows.
Well, I actually talked to a guy from an Indian metal band a few weeks ago when we played a small festival in Germany, and I guess he was from Bangalore. I'm not sure, but I guess he was from Bangalore. And
Sorry, who did you speak with?
How's he called? I don't remember the name. Sorry, it was an Indian metal band, and I guess they did some shows in Germany with Death Angel. It was like a trash band.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Was it Demonic Resurrection by any chance?
I guess. I'm not sure, but
okay. Great.
Really astonished that this guy told me that he quit his job to be able to do this.
Yeah.
So this was really weird.
That's great. So that's basically it for me. Now, last message to all the fans out there before the Boats of the Glen Carrig releases in 2 days. What do you have to say to the fans?
Well, listen to the record, buy it, and have fun with it. Hope to see you soon.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Daniel. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you.